Britain will never follow the Norwegian model post-Brexit as the Nordic countries' access to the EU single market comes at a democratic cost, a Norwegian ex-EU advisor claimed in a throwback report. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is expected to announce a new plan with senior ministers this week, aimed at unblocking talks on Britain's future relationship with the EU. According to the Financial Times, hopes are rising that a month of intensified negotiations starting on June 29 will yield results. Diplomats confirmed that there has been a shift in mood following Mr. Johnson's virtual summit with EU chiefs last week, with both sides speaking of a new phase of less formalistic negotiations and a greater readiness to do business. The EU side has signalled its willingness to move on key sticking points in order to strike a deal. However, it warned that it would not sacrifice its principles. As tensions are set to rise in the incoming days, unearthed reports shed light on Britain's position in the negotiations. In a 2018 report by The Independent, Jonas Helseth, a Norwegian ex-EU advisor, explained why Britain could never accept Norway's model post-Brexit. Mr. Helseth, who is now the director of Bologna Europa, an international environmental NGO, wrote, "Firstly, what might seem comfortable enough for Norway would hardly prove so for Britain. Norway does indeed have access to the EU single market without full EU membership, but that comes at a democratic cost. In fact, it is an illusion, I would call it membership without a vote." Even Norway's own EU minister admitted as much. Ironically, non-member Norway is among the countries most efficient in adopting EU directives, in most cases without debate. So why is there so little outrage? Again, not without irony, it seems that although Norway twice rejected EU membership, Norwegians appear to suffer very little from all this EU regulation imposed on them. Mr. Helseth argued that Britons would not feel the same. He explained, Norwegians tend to take the view that, as a country of 5 million, Norway's vote would seldom tip the scales in EU decision-making. Generally it aligns with its Nordic neighbours, Britain and the Netherlands on key matters such as labour market flexibility and free trade. Given the horse-trading nature of EU politics, Norway might have more often punched above its weight than its people assumed if it were an EU member. Finland, with a similar population size, has regularly proven that possible.